Hi everyone, my name is David. I'm a life coach and I'm here to try to help you guys heal from different kinds of trauma, stress-related trauma, PTSD, cptsd. This is a weekly question and answer video I do every single Monday. I encourage all of you to please go down below into the comment section, ask me any question you want, come back next Monday for the answer. Today I'm answering people's questions from last Monday's video, and we have several good questions here, great ones. Please ask questions. It's the best way to heal and learn, talking to people, understanding what happened to you. So please ask anything you want, and I don't care if they're repetitive. People need to hear this anyways over and over again. Typically, we're trying to change behaviors and even thought patterns. So keep asking questions. There is no stupid questions, only stupid answers. So ask away, okay? If I miss your questions, I didn't do it on purpose. If I misunderstand them, you don't understand me, something like that, just keep asking me, keep talking, keep this communication open so that you can better understand and heal. Anybody interested in coaching, you can find me at daviddemars.com. The link is right there down below. If you think that I'm helping you or I could help somebody else, you think what I'm doing here is beneficial to you or somebody, can you please support what I'm doing by simply voting? Up or down, little thumbs up or down there. You can subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell if you want to see when the videos are coming out right away. I also do other videos throughout the week sometimes. I have another video coming up in a couple of days by popular request about Karens. And I think I said that last week, and I've had a lot of good feedback about those. So if you want to know when that video is coming out in the next couple of days, hit that notification bell. After you subscribe to my channel, it'll let you know. You can also put these videos in a playlist of your own. You can recommend them to somebody, stuff like this. Put them in different social groups, social medias. And I would be very appreciative, and so would anybody else that benefits from this information. Thank you. So I'd like to recommend something every single week for you guys to help with healing from stress-related disorders and problems. We need better sleep. We have anxiety. We might have different disorders. And one thing that can really help is being very connected with who we are and meditating, things like this. I have a recommendation from Cindy in Georgia. Thank you, Cindy. Cindy says, the American Academy of Mind-Body Healing has lots of EFT tapping and meditations. Thought your viewers might enjoy these. And I looked into it because I have never heard of it before. Is mindful meditation and EFT tapping the same? Although mindfulness meditation and EFT take very different approaches, they both use the doorway of the present to restore your body and mind to their optimal functional conditions. What are the most beneficial results of this? Less stress. Most of you watching probably have a stress disorder, so this may benefit you very well. What is EFT tapping? Emotional Freedom Technique is what it stands for. Is an alternative treatment for physical pain and emotional distress. It's also referred to as tapping or psychological acupressure. People who use this technique believe tapping the body can create a balance in your energy system and treat pain. According to its developer, Gary Craig, a disruption in energy is the cause of all negative emotions and pain. Though still being researched, EFT tapping has been used to treat people with anxiety and people with post-traumatic stress disorder. So I just thought this couldn't do any harm, just good. Thank you, Cindy. I would love anybody else's feedback who has done this, or after you go try it, let us know how it is. One more thing. How does EFT work and how does acupuncture work? Acupuncture uses needles to apply pressure to these energy points. EFT uses fingertip tapping to apply pressure. Proponents say the tapping helps you access your body's energy and send signals to the part of the brain that controls stress. Sounds great. Give it a try. Doing things like this, it raises your self-worth. It says, I'm worth it, right? I recommend all kinds of supplements and vitamins, and just taking those raises your self-worth. Every day, I'm worth it, every single day. I notice a lot of people with depression won't. A lot of people with depression may not even do simple self-care, and that's one way of getting out of depression is doing the things that make you feel you're worth it, okay? All right, thanks for the recommendation, Cindy. First question is from Empath Warrior. Don't know where you're from. Oh, and please tell us your locations, everybody. Let us know where you're from. Often I get people just drop in and say, hey, John here from Europe, or whatever. And it's nice. It's nice to see. I think it helps a lot of people watching that are suffering from stress disorders and stuff like this, depression, anxiety, helps you know that you're not alone. That could be one of the worst feelings in the world. Couldn't it? Can you imagine feeling all this and there's no answers? It's just you, that feeling. If it's just you and there's who knows what this is, you know? But seeing other people going through it in different stages. Some people healed from this that comment down below and where they're from. I think it's just great. It really helps. Thank you. Tell us your locations. All right. What are your thoughts on narcissists during this COVID-19 pandemic? I think that it's much harder for them to get new sources of supply, and for traumatized victims, it can be harder to stop checking narcissist social media because everyone is forced to stay at home, and it can lead to bad decisions that can interrupt healing of traumatized victims. Absolutely. And I think that goes for everybody to some degree. We are total social creatures, and we need to touch people and see people and hug them and kiss them and talk to them, okay? Even just having a face mask, it inhibits that. It's not good. It really. I noticed last year, I had friends that work in restaurants and bars, and I might go visit them. And when we started, we had the mask, and everyone's just, oh, hey, how you doing? Okay. We try to have conversation. I swear it was like a month or two later. Hey, good. That's it. Just no more talking. Not even trying anymore. Totally misunderstanding each other. No real emotional connection. Okay. This causes distress. This causes depression. This causes loneliness. And all these extra emotions make us feel unstable. And that is what we do. We're impulsive. We make bad choices. And I'm sure there is a ton of people, most people, are making not such great decisions or not as good as they would if they weren't under these conditions. So narcissists are so dependent on people, right? The healthier we are, the easier and better and even more enjoyable alone time can be. And I'm not talking about depression and isolating because we're afraid of out there. I'm talking about, we have relationships and connections with people, but I also really enjoy my alone time. Whereas a narcissist does not. Narcissists are so dependent on others, they need stimulation, adoration, attention from people all the time. I'm not saying that there's no narcissists out there that aren't by themselves for moments of time, but typically they cannot be, okay? So this causes stress. More stress, just like it would for us, but for them probably more. Desperation, real neediness, right? I get the question a lot, like, why do narcissists date down? Because they're dependent on people. They don't have narcissists. They aren't these amazing people that have all these options to date whoever they want. No, they have to date sick people who don't really take care of themselves emotionally and will forfeit and sacrifice and compromise who they are for someone else. That's what they need. So they're not plentiful. People like us, aren't plentiful to them. And when they're forced to not go out and not meet people and do this, it gets worse and harder and stressful for them. So they're going to make bad choices. They're going to, do whatever they can to get what they want from you. And social media, like you pointed out, is a great way to do that, isn't it? I hope that helps you understand my opinion, what I think about narcissists during this time. Yeah, you said it harder to stop checking narcissist social media. Right, because even the victims, us, who are trying to heal from these relationships, we don't want to stay in contact with them. We don't want to keep looking at what they're doing, especially if we're already obsessing on them. That makes it worse. It makes our healing harder. But people, society, interactions, relationships, communication, this is what helps us be better. So what's going on right now, makes that much, much more difficult. I honestly believe that 90-something% of the world's mental health is declining and has been for over a year. So we're paying a pretty price, besides the economy and stuff like this, by doing this. And I'm not saying I disagree with it. It's just, this is how we are handling this situation. And it is causing problems in other areas, and it's making things worse, like our economy and our mental health. So we are paying a price for doing this. And everybody's going to be affected, especially very codependent, abusive, exploitative, dependent people like narcissists. Are going to be very affected by this. Very, very. And I mean, I'm going to make a video, like I said, soon about Karens. And gosh, I mean, countless videos now of Karens freaking out in public, right? There's so much more. People just freaking out and getting in fights and arguing with people and depressed and not getting along and getting in, you should do this and all these social issues, splitting, dividing people. So, yeah, I think we can see it, can't we? I've noticed, I think I've noticed more honking, more fighting in public, things like this. Getting into it with employees and customers and stuff like this. I've just noticed more. And this, the stuff going on right now could be very major cause to that, lead to that. Thank you. All right, next one. Rory recommends CBD, cannabinoid oil. It is wonderful. It is and I've actually never taken it, but I have countless clients and I get countless feedback as that is number one. I have clients that try different recommendations that I give them, supplements and vitamins and even hormones for better sleep. For one, CBD for better sleep. And some of them were great and I get really good feedback from them, but nothing like CBD. CBD oil is the number one that people tell me works for them for better sleep. You can get the non-psychoactive too. So anybody who doesn't believe in taking any kind of marijuana supplements, you can get psychoactive, non-psychoactive. So you're not going to get high. You're not taking dope. Okay? It's a natural thing that you can take to help you get better sleep, and I can't stress enough how important that is when you're suffering from a stress disorder. Thank you, Rory. Pay for peace. I'd love to know where you're from. Magnesium really helps you sleep, and you'll have a good BM in the morning. Thank you for sharing that. Stress depletes vitamins and minerals in our body. And I'm not going to get too into it or anything, but I don't think that our foods have enough anyways. Okay, so if we're not getting enough intake of minerals and vitamins anyways, and we have suffering from a stress disorder or stressful situations that's depleting this even more, any mineral and vitamin you take will benefit you. It's better for you. And Pray for Peace says magnesium helps her sleep and have good BMs in the morning. Thank you for sharing that. Alex from Romania. Hello, Alex. Your videos put a brick to my healing. About 3 years have passed since then. Thank you. Thank you, Alex. At first I read that and I was like, whoa, like you're saying I stopped your healing. No, I think you mean like a brick to the foundation of your healing. Thank you very much for the feedback. And Richard, don't know where you're from. Please tell us your locations, everybody. Thank you. Meditation is only closing your eyes and listening to a sound. Pick a sound and listen to it. YouTube rain on a roof is meditation. Yep. People don't understand a lot that don't meditate what it is. A lot of people have never tried it. And I've made suggestions to this to people. Guys are a little bit more against it, less willing to try it. But geez, a lot of people that are suffering, I try to get them to just at least breathe, controlled breathing, just a couple of ins and outs while you count, maybe a count to 4, a count to 8, is meditative. Listening to sounds, exercising. You ever just walk and do a beat? I do. Some things I'll go dun 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 dun, and I just start doing that, and you're meditating. You can be meditating while you're working. Okay? Repetitive motions, movements really help. And I can't explain enough how much it helps being in touch with who we are and relaxing us. So much. Great thing to do before sleep that tells your brain, hey, it's bedtime, and your brain will slow down and stop thinking as much to help you relax and get some sleep. Thanks for the recommendation. Don't know why I saved this one. Oh. Yes, I told Richard, who just recommended the meditation. I answered to him and told him about some other things I do that help. And he says, cool, I'll check that out. Oh, I told him I have a playlist, you guys, in the playlist section of my channel. I have all kinds of recommendations for sounds that heal. These could be simply, the one I recommend that I like the most was the sound of a plane flying. Literally, I start playing it and I lay down, and you can hear someone boarding a plane. You can hear the captain come on the microphone. You can hear the stewardess just slightly. And then you'll hear the jets start, and you take off, and then you level out. And when I would wake up in the middle of the night and I'd hear that, I knew everything's okay immediately, and I could actually just go right back to sleep. It helped me tremendously. I also have other videos on there that are healing in the way that the audio comes out. It's different megahertz. It can help your brain heal. Okay, so go check it out if you guys are interested. Richard says, I enjoy car roof sounds because I don't have a car, and I picture myself in a lovely black BMW. I think that's great. I said, I heard once that you achieve and obtain what you manifest. Maybe you'll get that BMW, Richard. Thank you. All right, David from Canada. Hello, David. You often have stated how financial exploitation is the start to other forms of abuse. The ex-narc wanted to move in together within a month of our sharing a bed. Would that be a form of financial exploitation? At first, she was like, I'm going to move my 2 children into your 3-bedroom home, and they will have to deal with it. I also have a son, so that would have been a full house. I was like, let us slow that down. A month later, it was, I hate Canada. Let's buy a house where she lives. A few months later, she started degrading me, and then I ended it. Sorry if that question is not clear. Amazing videos lately. Last week, you apologized for possibly being confusing. Best explanation to date. Wow, thank you, David. Thank you. I appreciate that. Your question. She wanted to move in together within a month of sharing your bed with her. So within a month, you wouldn't say the relationship was a month into it, but that's when you started having sex. And then she said, let's live together. Too fast, right? You felt that, David, right? Too fast? I mean, for you, I'm asking you, I'm not telling you. For me, it's too fast for sure. But was that too fast for you, David? Feel that? Feel that right here? Right? That anxiety? That's what anxiety is. It's meant to serve us in that regard. Not anxiety all the time, right? No, but hey, I'm uneasy with that. That's too fast. Listen to it. Tell her, whoa. And it goes down. I hope it did when you told her, oh, that's going a little too fast. But you want to know if that's financial exploitation. So it's technical. I mean, right? Just moving in isn't necessarily financial exploitation. She doesn't pay you rent or bills or help out financially. Financial exploitation, absolutely. Wanting you to move, sell your house and buy a house where she wants you to live, that gets a little, right? Little financial exploitative. But I don't know how the expenses were, how you guys, if you guys shared them or anything. The fact that she just wants to live with you doesn't imply that, but it could be. It could be. If you want to give me more details, I'll give you my opinion, a better opinion, David. But again, something to really, really know, you guys, that have been in abusive, exploitative relationships is that financial always starts first. Financial exploitation and abuse is present in about 98% of abusive relationships. Some of you may not even realize this. Something to think about and introspect and see so that we don't make that mistake again. But it always starts first, right? So guys who like to pay for every date, don't do it. I don't care if you can afford it. Don't do it. Women that have guys pay for all the first dates, don't let them. Don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it. It's really dangerous. It really is. And I believe even when we're married, we don't share everything. We have separate finances. We can have a shared account that we use, and then she has hers and he has his. Why not? Then we don't have to deal with all of this. I mean, I can't tell you how many times that I have clients that are currently, or they were, in these marriages or relationships where they're living with them and they have no money. They can't do anything. They can't go shopping unless they give them a little money. They can't buy the things they need. They can't do the things they want because he makes all the money. It's not fair. And I'm not saying life ain't fair. I'm saying in a relationship, that's not fair. Okay? And we have to be fair and equal, or it just won't work. It just won't work. It's the same thing as, it'd be the same thing as you meeting all their needs and he doesn't meet your needs, or she doesn't meet your needs. It's not fair. It's not equal. And we've learned this in childhood. If you find yourself in situations like this, you've most likely been raised to believe that you weren't equal. That you were just some dumb little kid. Who cares? Too young, too stupid, too this. No, don't talk. No, you can't have one. They're only for adults. It's like, since when has ice cream been only for adults? You get my point. Yeah, give me more details, David, and I'll give you a better opinion. Thank you. Hi, David. Anita from Belgium. Hello, Anita, all the way from Belgium. You were talking about sleep. What helped me are mantras. When I go to sleep, I say the same mantra. Na micho ren kyo. Don't know what that means. Probably said it wrong too. It works. After years of taking sleeping pills, that didn't work. Oh God, that's honestly one of the worst things you guys could do. Seriously, take sleeping pills. That sleeping pills usually, and I'm not everyone. I'm not a doctor. There may be some people who really need sleeping pills. Like, that's awful if you really need it. But that's just a doctor's way of saying go away. Take my drugs, and I mean, how long are you gonna take sleeping pills for, right? When are we gonna fix the problem? Most drugs like that should be temporary. You know, here's some symptoms you have. You know, here's some drugs to help with the symptoms, but let's fix the problem. And it's just not happening today. Psychiatrists have gone from talking to clients to just giving them drugs and not talking at all. And it's just awful. It's awful, awful, awful. It's a really bad situation. But thank you for the recommendation. Mantras. I'm all for it. All for it. Especially like affirmations too, right? Besides just mantra, tell yourself stuff. It works. It helps. Thank you. Adrian Blakely from the United States of America. Hello, Adrian. My father tried to control us after we were 18. We taught him. He controlled only himself. He learned because he was no narc and wanted us in his life. Question, comment. After the narc, I see why boundaries are so important in interpersonal relationships. Without boundaries, no relationship is possible. That's right. We've got to have our own autonomy or it's enmeshment. And we learn this in childhood by parents that are dependent on us. Parents that do not allow the child to have boundaries. So they will be whatever the parent wants them to be. And the one thing they'll never be in that situation is themselves. Then we grow up and we learn to not have boundaries and not protect ourselves and not be safe and never be comfortable, because boundaries are comfort. It's your comfort level, right? You're too close. You're too loud. You're scaring me too much. You're going too fast. You're too far away. You're too distant. I don't feel you. I feel insecure. Come closer. It's your comfort level. Where? We've got to be able to communicate this, and it's a real measure of ourselves.